Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's so good to see you and welcome back to my kitchen. Today's video is sponsored by Allform, the sister company to Helix Sleep that makes sofas and chairs that are American made, modular, and super comfortable. We've had our Allform couch now for about a year and it's only gotten better with time. The cushions have shaped to our bottoms and it fits our space perfectly. Allform's modular construction allows you to create a couch that fits your space. There's over 500 different combinations between seat couches, corners, chaise options, and ottomans that allow you to make a sofa that is personalized and it fits your space. The couch that we had prior to this one was too large. The one we had before that was too small. And just like Goldilocks says, the one that we have right now is just right. We have the 3-seat sofa with a chaise in whiskey leather and walnut legs. It's my first leather couch and I love it because it's super easy to clean, but you can also choose from a myriad of different colors and the fabric is both scratch and stain resistant. So besides the kitchen, the couch is really the hub of our house. You'll find me editing late at night there. We love to read there. We watch movies together there and we love to snuggle, but the couch is such an important part of our place and it's so important for it to be comfortable. One of the things I really like about Allform's couches, besides them being very comfortable, is that they arrive right at your doorstep, packaged in cardboard boxes, and they're modular. So they're very easy to manipulate and move, and you can assemble a couch in as little as 15 minutes without any tools necessary. And because Allform ships directly to customers, they're able to use premium materials at a reasonable price. Order online and your couch will come delivered right to your doorstep, and shipping in the US is free. Allform also offers a 100-day trial. If you don't love it, they will pick it up and give you a full refund. So we love our couch, and if you're looking for a new one, you can click the link down below, or you can head over to allform.com/emmymade to see how you can get 20% off the sofa of your choice. Big thanks to Allform for sponsoring this video and for allowing me to make better videos for all of you. Today we're going to be making fried potatoes. Now, who doesn't love fried potatoes? I actually love potatoes in all forms, but fried in particular, I really love. Sticks especially that are salty and crispy. Yes, we're making French fries that are inspired by Nino's home. This recipe has over 32 million views, and after watching the video, I can see why. They look perfect, they're kind of chubby, they're nice and square, and they make a lovely little cheese sauce to dip the French fries in, and it looks totally delicious and quite simple. So let's go ahead and make some French fries. If you haven't seen the many other potato recipes I've made, including bubble potatoes, puffy potatoes, potatoes that self-inflate, I've done a lot of potato recipes. I'll put a link down below to that playlist. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using Yukon Gold potatoes, a yellow potato that's somewhat starchy and a little bit waxy. We're going to peel the potato. This little thing on the end of your potato peeler. This is for removing the eyes. So you take this and you scoop it in here like that. I'm using 4 medium-sized potatoes, and when I say medium, they fit the kind of palm of my hand. I would say it's the size of a small orange. We are going to cut these into little fat French fries. Now, Nino squares up the potato by cutting up off the sides like this, so that you get kind of more of a cube rectangular piece like that. I believe the French call this a batonette cut because we're making batons, sticks, and you don't need to square the potato off at all. You can just make regular old French fries. Some of them will be more of a curve, but you know, they're going to be equally delicious. But for purely aesthetic reasons and for even cooking, we're going to square them off because I'm following Nino's recipe, you know? Okay, so back to this. Cutting these into sticks, like so. After that, we're going to place the cut sticks into some cold water and let them soak for 20 to 30 minutes. Now, Nino doesn't say why, but I'm presuming it's because we want to release some of that starch from the potato and it'll make a crisper potato French fry thing, which is what we want. So now we're going to drain the potatoes. And then we're going to par cook them, boil them a bit. We're going to fry these, and we're going to fry them twice so they're nice and crisp. But this pre-boiling will hasten the cooking process in terms of the deep frying, and that will ensure that they're nice and kind of fluffy inside. So while I'm waiting for my potatoes to come up to a boil, I'm going to start preparing the simple cheese sauce that's going to accompany the fries. 3 tablespoons of butter. Bloop. We're going to make a roux, which is basically any kind of fat cooked with flour. And it is a thickener. So it's the base of all kinds of sauces. It's used in a lot of dishes like gumbo. If you want a really dark roux, adds a ton of flavor. But we are not going for a dark roux today. We're just going to have enough cooking time to cook out any floury taste, but we're not going to toast it at all. Potatoes are just starting to come up to the boil. This is 1 teaspoon of flour. And as I said, we're not going to add any color to this. This is going to be a blonde roux, but we are going to add some seasonings to it. 4 things: paprika, salt, pepper, and a little sugar. We want to cook it so that we don't have any raw flour taste, but we don't want to burn anything. So I'm going to reduce the heat slightly. Now my potatoes are just coming up to the boil, so I'm going to add 5 minutes for them to boil. Turn this off, and now we're going to add our milk, and this is going to be the basis of our sauce here. Look how quickly it's going to thicken it up. We're going to add some American cheese, 4 slices. Bloop. This is going to make it luscious and orange, more like nacho cheese sauce. And just work that in, and that's it. This is the lovely orange dipping sauce for our French fries. I mean, if that wasn't like molten, wouldn't you want to swim around in that? Well, I'm just going to leave this in the pan, and if we need to warm it up a little bit, we can do so. So, sauce is finished. Timer's up, and I'm going to drain these off onto a rack. We want a nice deep saucepan. We're going to deep fry these. I like deep frying in peanut oil. It has a high smoking point, and we don't need too much though, just a couple of inches. So that's why a saucepan is a good option, because it's narrow and taller, so that we don't need as much oil. For an extra crispiness, we're going to dust these in cornstarch. Using a sifter here, put a couple teaspoons of cornstarch and shake all over the spuds. So you want them to be dusty but not too thick. So we're back with our cornstarch coated potato sticks. That's what they look like. And my oil should be just about up to temp. I'm looking for about 300 degrees. We want this to be relatively cold because we're just here to do an initial kind of par fry. Place them in gently. And don't put in too many. I'm probably going to do about 1/3 of the potatoes. 5 minutes. Give them a little bit of a nudge so that they don't stick to the bottom. Whenever you're deep frying, make sure never to fill your vessel more than half. I would say more like 1/3. Because as you can see, displacement is real. The potatoes will not only fizz up, but they will also displace and cause the volume of the oil to increase. So when we cook these, you notice that we just want to cook them till they look kind of white on the outside and the potatoes are fully cooked. And then the next round we're going to increase the temperature, and then that will assure us the nice crispy texture we're looking for. So no browning on this step. And we're going to drain them onto some paper towel. Same pot of oil. We want this to be 375 to 400 degrees, nice and hot. And we're going to fry these again, this time to get them crispy. Again, put them in gently, drop them in away from you, and don't overcrowd the pot. And we're going to fry these for a few minutes until they get nice and golden. Oh, I can feel them. Can you hear them shaking? Yep, those sound crispy. All right, my lovelies, here are the beautiful French fries, and they turned out lovely. Nice little crisp exterior. They smell fantastic, and here is our cheese sauce, our dipping sauce. I almost forgot to mention, right when these came out of the fryer, I liberally gave them a shaking of salt. Alrighty, let's go ahead and give these a taste. Itadakimasu. So good, so good. The chubby fat cut gives you a big potato flavor. The potato inside is creamy and soft and just lovely. You have a light little crunch on the outside. Just butterily smooth inside. I really like the use of the Yukon Gold potatoes for this application. You get the pleasure of a fluffiness, but like a nice creamy texture as well. Look at that. All right, here we go. That's delicious as well. Creamy, cheesy, very nacho-y cheese flavor. I think this would be equally good made with a really sharp cheddar cheese. There's something about American cheese and French fries that is just such a classic pairing. Now I want a cheeseburger. So good. The level of salt is nice. It's creamy and rich and cheesy in that Velveeta mac and cheese kind of way. Delectable. So I'm usually a shoestring potato person. I usually like my potatoes kind of thinner and like crispy, but these are excellent. Love the thick cut, love the creamy interior and just the light crunch on the outside. Sauce is equally great too. I usually like my French fries plain too, but dip. And I could see a lot of applications and uses for this sauce as well, with chips, spread on top of potatoes, all kinds of great gooey cheese applications for this for sure. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much as always for joining me, and big thanks to Allform for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to get yourself a new couch, you can click the link down below or head to allform.com/emmymade to receive 20% off a sofa of your choice. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!